All right, so moving on to our next story. Apparently,
Matt the Hedge.
CinemaCon, Son the Hedge, CinemaCon attendees are very mixed regarding the new
It's a
Sonic.
mixed bag.
No, because apparently Paramount said, you know what? Let's get some people in here at CinemaCon. Let's have them sign some waivers so that they can't actually say anything directly about the film, like any crazy spoilers.
Right.
But let's actually show these people the
Let's
film.
get a poll going.
Well, no, because it's so odd. Because apparently they showed the film to them at CinemaCon. Right. Or I'm sorry, not film. What am I saying? The trailers. Sorry. Wow, I'm really thrown off. Sorry, because we haven't technically seen a full trailer. No,
Right.
it's so funny. I read this article days ago, and for some odd reason, no, yeah, they showed a trailer, and
Yeah,
apparently they're not
in film too.
No.
Trailers?
Yes, teaser trailers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. I should have known this. I read this a few days back, but when we were going to do this live on Tuesday, and then bad stuff happened. But either way, it was 2 teaser trailers. Ones that I'm confused about because I'm like, how about you just show them to us? Like, no, because like it's so weird. Like Paramount's like, we have to like test to see whether or not these are going to be good or not. And it's like, well, is it creepily?
There have been trailers like released at cons first, like specifically, and then released out later to the general public.
That's fair. This one just seems like a test audience thing where it's like, let's see if they like it so we can tweak it. And it's like, how can you see Sonic? Does he seem fun? Does he seem like he's like, roided up in a silhouette in a scary ass like what is he that's the thing, like, is Sonic looking that way or is he not? Because I enjoyed the smiley Sonic that we've seen, despite what people have been saying. I've enjoyed that he at least looks happy.
Yeah,
and he kind of looks like a Pokemon a little bit, but like
the funny thing, like I've seen like some of the reactions that I've heard about were that because the filming, they didn't want to make Sonic look naked, but then people were also like, why did you give him fur? And it's like, well, I mean, I guess the compromise would be just coat him in quills, but like maybe that would have been too much. I don't know.
Weird. Either way, we have some comments right here from people. Some people are saying first 2 teasers for Sonic the Hedgehog look kind of silly and definitely more oriented for a younger audience. At least Jim Carrey seems to be having an amazing time as Dr. Robotnik. I mean,
kind of makes sense.
Well, 2 things. One, I'm happy that he's that apparently Jim Carrey's looking great. Seems to be doing great. Yeah. And it's funny because they're like definitely more oriented for a younger audience.
Yeah,
it's weird because
what would you expect?
Like, well, that's the thing. Like, it's weird because I'm not gonna. Well, no, but Tristan, here's the thing. So I'm gonna give a little bit of benefit of the doubt. You have a situation where you're like, oh, but like, why would Sonic not be for younger audiences? But here's the thing, Tristan. Do you have any data? And I'm not actually asking you to push data because I didn't expect you to have this kind of data on you. But I'm just curious. Do you have any data to support that all of the fans for Sonic now are like little kids?
Right. No, and that's fair. Like,
that's the thing.
There are definitely older Sonic fans.
I mean, dude, like, think about it, though. No, but think about it like this. It's like saying it's a bit different than talking about, like, Mario, right? Okay. It's more like talking about something like Dragon Ball Z. I'm not saying you can't have children that are fans now, but the earliest that Dragon Ball Z airs now is Super at 8 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Kids can watch it on a Saturday, but are you going to say that more kids are fans of Dragon Ball Z now? Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. I'm just saying that, like, we are the fan base. Not just us, you and I, but I'm talking about our age range. We are arguably the fan base. And when it comes to something like Sonic the Hedgehog, where a lot of the games other than Sonic Mania over the last, like, 10 years or so are games that people are like, oh, man, they did that, and then they don't buy them. Well, I mean, even something like Sonic Boom had a lot of self-referential jokes that made fun of the fan base.
Right.
Like, and we all laughed at it because it was fun. Like, one joke was there was a character who drew fan art of a character in their universe. I forgot what the character, the animal type character was called in their universe. But they like a character on TV, and someone had trapped Amy to write, like, he was writing the fan art about not her, but about someone, and it wasn't Amy. No, it might have been Sonic himself.
Oh,
Either way,
okay. Either way, that's terrifying.
no, but it gets funny.
Oh, great.
He goes, yeah, and it sucked too because they took off his gloves or something like that, and he's supposed to be with gloves, and it was really funny because in the Sonic Boom show they had removed the quote unquote gloves from Sonic, I believe.
Right.
I'll show it to you. If I'm getting it wrong, you guys can correct me down below, and I'll definitely talk to Tristan about this when the episode's over. But there's a lot of fun self-referential jokes in Sonic Boom that I think, I'm not saying it isn't for the kids, but the kids maybe wouldn't get compared to the adults that are watching who have watched and loved Sonic for, more than 20 years. Remember, Sonic has been around since the 90s at this point. So anyone who was a kid at the time is in their 30s with kids of their own who hopefully like Sonic as well. But I don't know if he's caught on with the kids, with the youths, as much as Mario.
Right.
Like Mario, kids are like, hell yeah. Sonic, it's like, my dad said it was nice, and then he yelled when I wanted to walk away.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's just me. I'm not saying Sonic Mania isn't good, but Tristan, you've heard from a mutual friend of ours how the last decade of Sonic has been.
Not as much, but a little bit, yeah. No, I mean look, I've seen people talk about Sonic and how it's...
Remember in high school? Sonic has been going through some rough patches.
Yeah, right. No, I know.
Yeah. So someone else says, it's absurd we live in a world where there's a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it's more absurd that now, after seeing a clip, I want to see it. I just don't know anymore. Who, by the way, this is Mike Ryan, a senior entertainment writer at Uprocks. Oh, by the way, the first person was Kate Airbland, which is a film editor for IndieWire. A film editor and then also works at IndieWire. Apparently, let's see here. Jermaine Lussier. I don't know what the double S means, but what I do know is he said, we just saw Sonic the Hedgehog footage. Sonic is basically like 4 feet tall and naked, which looks way less creepy than it sounds. The movie has a Michael Bay Transformers look and feel to it. That to me seems like the worst criticism you could ever give.
Yeah, right. I heard that and I was like, oh no.
and this man is an entertainment reporter with Gizmodo and IO9.
It's funny. I would probably want to hear that more from like a Shadow the Hedgehog movie.
Well, it doesn't have to be dark, but yeah, it doesn't have to be dark necessarily.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but like I imagine there being a lot more explosions and fighting going on in that than there would be in a Sonic movie. But
yes. Someone
maybe that's just me.
Russ Fisher wrote, based on footage they just showed, Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be the Cats of video game movies. What kind of world is this where I had any reason to type those words? And Russ Fisher is a film critic. And then Scott Wampler, who's a news editor and is with birth.movies.death. I assume that's a podcast. Either way, controversial opinion. Sonic looks extremely off-putting. No way around that. But the movie itself looks ... kind of fun.
Right.
So like Sonic himself looks weird basically, but the movie looks fun. Yeah. And then let's see here. Oh, I like that. Eric Davis, who is a managing editor and works at Fandango, said, look at this. Oh, apparently this is a quote. Look at this. I logged 9 million steps today. Oh, god damn it. That might be something Sonic actually said. Because on an app he would have 9 million steps. He apparently, 2 teasers for Sonic the Hedgehog. One introduces Sonic and the other Dr. Robotnik. Definite old school Jim Carrey here. He is deliriously nuts in the movie. It looks cute. Huge Sonic fan growing up, so I'm down. All right.
Right. Yeah.
That actually seems nice. Oh god. So JoeBlow.com. That's the Twitter account who works at JoeBlow.com.
Okay.
Very straightforward. Gotta look at the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer focusing on Sonic teaming up with James Marsden to fight Dr. Robotnik, and then got a Jim Carrey-centered version of the trailer where he seems to be back in comedic form. He may well be the best selling point of this one. Awesome.
Right. I mean, that was kind of our reaction when we heard Jim Carrey being cast as Dr. Robotnik, so I'm glad to see he's doing well in the role, because I was interested to see that as well.
Yeah, and then Jeff Snyder, the last tweet that we have here, who's an entertainment reporter from Collider, says Sonic the Hedgehog looks like a fun family film with an energetic turn from Jim Carrey as Mustachio Dr. Robotnik, who got his own separate reel after the trailer. One scene with Sonic surrounded by missiles reminded me of Quicksilver's standout scenes in X-Men franchise. I dug it. So have you seen the scenes with Quicksilver, specifically the X-Men Quicksilver, Tristan?
I haven't personally, no.
I'm going to send them to you.
Does sound like a cool, like, hearing that description, that sounds cool.
So. No, but they were really funny in the X-Men movies. It was basically Quicksilver trying to save a certain area or a certain place before, like, it would maybe get hit by a bomb or something. Yeah. So it's him running around to a certain sound, like, you know, a soundtrack that would be, or rather a music track you would hear in the 80s or in the 90s. Right. And, like, in the 90s, it was like, sweet dreams are made of these. And he's just going around saving all of the kids, like, throws the dog out the window, but it's okay because he's going to... he threw out a mattress. Right.
Yeah.
No, he threw out a mattress, too. So, like, he's setting it...
I may have seen a clip of that. Yeah. That sounds familiar now.
Yes. So, like, he's just throwing them all around. Like, he sees someone with a drink. He drinks their drink, finishes it, throws it away, throws them away out the window. Because he has to save the... Yes.
Because I could see them doing that with a joke with Sonic and chili dogs. Just him taking a bite out of somebody's chili dog before he rescues them.
It would be very interesting if they do something like that, and that's how they set them up in the movie. But here's the thing. So when you said earlier, you said, hey, but Matt, why would they not focus on children with this movie? Like, you know, like, why would this not be a kid's movie? And it sucks because I do want to say you're right. Like, they should be looking at the future of the fan base and looking at the kids. They shouldn't just be sitting here and making something like, well, what would the 20-somethings like? Like, no, don't do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like just the nature of it would make it more of a kid's movie, not to say that people who enjoy the series would not also enjoy the movie, or that they wouldn't have something for those people as well, because, I mean, come on, you have to.
You just have to be very careful with it, because, like, if you're trying to make it, you have to make it in a way that's a family-friendly affair and not just for kids. That's the difference.
Okay, no, that's what I mean more.
Okay, yes.
It seems like a family movie. It would be something that anyone could see, but, you know, that's the thing. You could bring your kids to it or bring your family to it.
But you have to, no, but saying you have to try to make that, but they may have just made a kids movie, which is bad.
Right.
So, and if people are wondering, like, the difference, a good season of Power Rangers is a family affair. Like, you can get the whole family to go watch a good season of Power Rangers. A bad season is, all right, guys, we're going to fight the bad guy. We're the Power Rangers. And then it's just like, well, why are they talking like that? And you hear, like, these rumors or these, like, you know, this once the show's over, you hear talks of, like, yeah, they told us to talk, like, in general, like we were talking to children. Not to act, but to talk like we were talking to the kids. And then the way they wrote the plots were very much just as if only kids are watching and, like, no one's going to care and yada yada. Like, you have to make sure that you are writing something that can be for like, for instance, here's a good one. You and I reviewed both Wreck-It Ralphs. That's a family movie. That's good for the kids. I could bring, I act as if my little brothers are still children. One's in high school, one's in college. But, like, still, if they were little kids, still, I could feel like I could bring them, not be like, oh no, look away, children, at any of the scenes. But I can also still get a lot from it as someone who has played old school video games and looking at the second movie goes on the internet. And still plays games on the internet as well. So that's where I'm trying to get at, Tristan, is if that woman is correct, I don't have her name up right now, close the article, but if she is correct, and it's more of a kid's approach, again, that's just her interpretation of a teaser trailer, but if it comes out to be true, that could be a problem. Not detrimental, but that could be a problem, because, look, I'm not saying that it needs to be quote-unquote adult. Like, I don't believe that, because the thing is, I don't believe that, nudity and violence a la Game of Thrones makes something adult. What makes it adult is depth, like storylines. That makes it adult. But saying, like, I saw a boobie, that doesn't make your movie adult. That just means that adults can only watch it.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think that this needs to be, like, dark and edgy. And why is Sonic not murdering anybody? It's like, well, that's Shadow's job.
Right,
It's
exactly.
Shadow. But still, like, why is, like, well, I just feel like Sonic should be more edgy. No, but if they do try to frame it as a kids only movie, well then the
Yeah,
adults who are, in my opinion, the majority of the fan base right now, aren't going to want to watch it.
right.
But anything you want to say about this, Tristan, before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it sounds like there might be some cool action sequences, and I'd be
Yeah,
interested to see that.
yeah,
At
because
the
I
very
think
least,
you and I are both interested in
second
seeing
Terry,
it.
of course.
You and I are both interested in seeing it. Just we're not day oneers at this point. We're not
Yeah,
like
right.
we're not interested in seeing it in the theaters, but we're interested in seeing it in general. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Are you interested in seeing this? Are you not interested in seeing this? Hearing all of these accounts, does that make you kind of excited? Maybe not as excited. What do you want out of a Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Because I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say. So tell me what you guys think about all of that stuff down below.